She describes her professional career as being like a small tugboat navigating the waters alongside some very big ships.
But tonight's Newsmakers overcome some big odds in areas of finance, nonprofits, and economic development. She's one of the only African-American women in North Carolina to run a for-profit development firm. Not bad in an industry full of heavy-hitting, experienced, and wealthy people. In fact, Evon Smith is now a key figure in one of the largest and most dynamic projects of its type in Greensboro. It'll cover 7 acres just south of downtown, bordered by South Elm Street, East Lee Street, and Arlington Street. Expect to hear a lot about this piece of property in the coming months, and here's why.
Right. So we're working on infrastructure for this site now.
Okay. Evon Smith is walking along a sidewalk of progress, and you could call a big chunk of the vacant property beside us her field of dreams.
And it'll be a great addition to the community. And you see how close we are to downtown, so it's just an
walking distance.
Correct.
Yeah. This lot is the flagship property of the South Elm Development Group, of which Smith is a partner. On this land at the corner of East Lee and Arlington will soon sit the Union Square campus, a nearly 100,000 square foot building in which UNC Greensboro, A&T University, GTCC, and Cone Health will offer nursing and healthcare programs. Smith and her partners will develop the land surrounding this building. A hotel, apartments, and retail are all possibilities.
But it feels great. It's my dream, it's my passion, so it's not like going to work. It's like doing what I love.
You're having fun.
I really am.
That work ethic has its roots in rural eastern North Carolina. Smith moved there with her family from Massachusetts when she was 15. Her grandmother already lived there, and Smith came face to face with poverty.
And understanding that families were still living without indoor plumbing, utilizing outhouses. Even my grandmother had an outhouse at that time. I was there when my dad put in her first bathroom.
Impressions like that stayed with Smith when she arrived here in Winston-Salem to become the executive director of the Goler Community Development Corporation, the nonprofit that helped secure the funding and oversaw the construction of housing and other buildings in what was an economically depressed northeastern downtown area once filled with R.J. Reynolds factory homes.
With Goler, we were able to put over 150 people in the area with almost 200 new units of housing.
But as the recession hit, Smith realized that funding for nonprofits to do Goler-type projects was drying up. So she decided to form her own for-profit development firm, Sustainable Community Resources, whose focus, like Goler, would be primarily disadvantaged areas. When the city of Greensboro put the South Elm Union Square project up for bids, Smith and her new company went after it, but lost it to another more experienced consortium of developers that called itself the South Elm Development Group. But instead of wallowing in defeat, Smith convinced those developers to let her join the group. Why did you feel that it was so important that you stay with this project and then become a partner in the group that did get the project?
It was extremely important because I did a lot of research on the communities that surround this project, and I understood that they had their hearts set on seeing this become successful, because the Greensboro communities, many of the underserved communities, have actually been left out of commercial revitalization projects.
What did you bring to the South Elm Development Group that the other partners did not have?
I think my partners will tell you, I helped them to essentially understand the full magnitude of value and having minority inclusion at every level of the project.
In fact, the South Elm project has a goal of 20% minority and women-owned business inclusion, and so far in the design phase, it's running about 80%. Smith's involvement now includes everything from bringing in engineers to work on environmental issues to community outreach for a project that will be the first thing many outsiders see when approaching downtown for the first time. This is kind of a gateway.
This is a gateway, and it's really exciting because Communities like Old Ashboro and Warnersville, they all border on this area, as well as Southside.
Right.
And this area, those communities are residential.
Right.
So this area, to have an educational use and to have retail, those communities will be able to take advantage of those retail establishments and walk to them, which is wonderful.
Groundbreaking on the Union Square campus building is scheduled for April 7th there at the corner of Arlington and West Lee. The targeted completion date is sometime in August of next year. There will also be a Phase 2 Union Square building in addition to the possible hotel, apartments, retail, and parking. For more information on the Union Square campus, including some great artist renderings and the South Elm Development Group, tape the link to the website from this story on myfox8.com.